Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. I am super excited to be in the beautiful state of Utah, Layton near Salt Lake City at Minus World Video Games. In the background there's mountains. This is a beautiful state. Camera doesn't do it justice. Minus World Video Games is incredible. They've got a ton of second gen stuff in there, including a lot of box stuff. You're not gonna believe what we see in here. Some really rare ColecoVision Atari 2600, big box PC games, and much more. Who's this bozo over here taking pictures? How's it going, man?
Good, and you? Nice to see you.
So great to see you, man. I saw you. Tell people who you are.
I'm Gabo the Giver from my Gabo the Giver channel, Pixel Game Squad. That's the main guy over there too. Look.
Right.
The one and only Riff.
Now you recently did a video, $400,000 game room. What was that about?
Oh yeah, that was a friend of mine that have a big collection.
Yeah.
He live close to Fresno.
Yeah.
And I got the opportunity and the chance to go there and buy a couple of games and see his amazing collection.
And you filmed his collection?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Very cool.
Experience.
Awesome.
Never seen a collection like that. So
Well, be sure and check that. I'll put a link to that video
Thank you.
in this
Appreciate
video.
it.
Oh, you bet. Great seeing you.
Are you ready for tomorrow?
I am ready to go. We're at Utah. Now it's called Utah Retro GamExpo.
Yep.
Have to say that right.
Yep. Layton, Utah.
Yeah,
It's a
Layton,
good
Utah.
one.
Yeah, I've never done it before, but John Riggs tells me it's a great show.
It's amazing. It's a good one.
And-
You're gonna see.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Now, speaking of great, this store is great. Let's look inside.
Go ahead.
Guys, this store is amazing. You're not gonna believe all the second gen stuff they have here. Now guys, the man who runs this store runs the expo, and he's got awesome advertisements for the show out front, including yours truly. And yeah, let's go inside. Minus World Video Games. Now guys, right off the bat, you've got an incredible display with an Intellivision 2. You guys know that was the follow-up to the original Intellivision. Plays the same games, except for the Coleco titles. But you've got a white console, smaller console, detachable controllers. There's the original Intellivision. We've got a 2600. And guys, check this out. The music synthesizer for the Intellivision. Talk about rare. And Melody Blaster. Holy cow, $100, $230 for the synthesizer. Guys, this is an embarrassment of riches for old guys like me who love the second gen. Check out this Apple II game here, along with some TI-99 stuff. You just don't see this at hardly any stores. This is amazing. Blockade Runner, $25. That's a tough one on the Intellivision. My favorite Intellivision game of all time, as you guys well know. And Centipede. A lot of people don't even realize Atari made Intellivision games, including Centipede. This is a solid port with the disc controller. I like playing that version every once in a while. You guys know I just did an episode of shooters and included Demon Attack, at least the 2600 version. Dragonfire is awesome. This is amazing, guys. Rarely do you see so many boxed second gen games, including Whitewater. There's an obscurity for you. Love it. And even Odyssey 2 boxed games. Cosmic Conflict, football. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, amazing stuff here. UFO, used to play that with my cousin Marty. So much fun. Wall Street Fortune Hunt, one of the big box games. And check it out, guys. Adam computer games in the box. So cool. AE and Choplifter. Check it out. Dragon's Lair for the ColecoVision for Adam. 120. And you guys know that I am just in video game heaven seeing all these boxed ColecoVision games. Moonsweeper is a phenomenal shooter. Such gorgeous graphics. Mega Race, one of the few two-player simultaneous games on the ColecoVision, at least relatively speaking. Love that box on Rocky 2, one of my nostalgic favorites. There's Spectron, it's a fun shooter. $40, missing the manual. Little cry face there. So freaking cool. Even these big box, like educational type games, $35 there for Smurf. And there's actually a couple of games I don't have here, like Flashcard Maker. I do have Telly Turtle, but I don't have that Smurf game. Awesome. Check this out, guys. They even have a TI-99 speech synthesizer. Just weird, wild stuff. And as you go around to the other side, we've got more retro gaming greatness. We've got a bunch of big box PC titles. I've got this Music Composer on the C64. And we'll get to those other big box PC games in just a minute. I want to show you guys the Atari stuff while we're on this shelf, including Robot Tank. Excellent game. It's like Battle Tank. Really awesome. Egomania, that's a fun one. At least for US game standards go. Ooh, I love the box for Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom. Love this game for a variety of systems, especially the ColecoVision, of course. Star Trek, great stuff. I was just talking about Wizard of War on my channel the other day, if you've seen my shooter videos recently, and a bunch of carts. Now check this out, guys. As the sign states here, big box PC, and they've got a lot of it. I don't recall, not any time in the last 15 years or so, seeing this many big box PC games in a store. Very, very cool. And while I'm at it, I want to thank Tracy Charlton for having me out to Utah to the Gaming Expo here. Really excited about being a guest at this show. And over here we've got basically China cabinet type cabinets here with just an amazing assortment of boxed CIB NES games, which are just on fire right now in the collector's market. Just incredible stuff, including obscurities like Magician, Frankenstein, The Monster Returns. This game has gone up so much in value recently. I bought my copy, I don't know, maybe a decade or 12 years ago for about 25 bucks, $350. But that's the market today, guys. This box stuff, the CIB stuff is just going nuts. Demand far outweighs supply. Even for games like Pushover, not a great game, but it's hard to find, 70 bucks. Spanky's Quest, cool platformer there. SOS, oh man, Ron needs to see this. It's like a Poseidon Adventure type game. And he got the cart a few years ago for about 40 bucks, which was a good deal. Here's a boxed copy for 400. Really cool. Get some N64 stuff here, including Magical Tetris Challenge. That's a fun one. Ooh, Gauntlet Legend Sealed, 190. Love that game. Lode Runner 3D. Prefer 2D Lode Runner myself. Thank you very much. Wow, more big box PC stuff up here. Just incredible. Ooh, Glaylancer. That's a great import shooter there. Herzog's Y. I believe that's how you say that. Missing the manual. That's fine. That's a tough one to find. Everybody wants Hyperstone Heist. Great game. Exile, one you don't see every day. Oh yeah, Bub and Sticks. You got free piece of bubble gum, if I recall, or a pack of gum or something like that when you got that game. Shinobi 3, my favorite in the series. Man, just awesome stuff here. I like Comic Zone. I like the aesthetics behind that game. Rayman is hard as balls. Nightmare into Dreams. I remember I bought my sealed copy of this at the old Screw Attack store in Dallas. They had stacks of them for 25 bucks sometime in the 2000s. Now there's a used one for 180. Just great stuff with some Saturn rarities here. Just incredible. Now as you continue along this row of cabinets, we've got some PS4 greatness, along with some Neo Geo. Yeah, once again, games you don't see in retail stores these days very often at all. And some modern stuff here. Yeah, nothing wrong with having modern games at retro shops. Not at all. Especially these retro collections. Love it. Great stuff. Now here's kind of a wider view of the store, and we will journey through a bit more of it here in just a second, but I want to keep showing you what's in these showcases. More hard to find games. Telegames 8, $65. Cannon Man. Definitely a tough one for the old 2600. Awesome, guys. Be sure and let me know in the comments as we go. Oh, there's a sealed copy of Maximo, my favorite 3D game. That's cool. Love to see that. 60 bucks, very reasonable. But yeah, be sure and let me know in the comments as we go if you've been to this Minus World retro gaming shop before, or the Utah GamExpo. Oh, this is interesting. Near the front door, walked right by this. Some Nintendo World Champion stuff, sort of the help popularize esports, and we've got some other interesting items here, including driving module for the ColecoVision. And you've got your typical Wii section and some Wii Switch stuff and GameCube stuff. And we get over here to an old school Nintendo cabinet with some greatness here. More rare NES titles and hard to find games, and some common stuff. Got a nice variety here. You can get Super Sprint for $7, Atari Warriors for 10, and have you a blast. Rad Racers just $6. You can still retro game on the cheap if you buy the right titles. And here's some more boxed NES games. Some pretty tough titles to find. Ooh, I'd love to have that. Diggity Rock, that's an interesting game. And Magic Darts, one of the few dart throwing games. $22, very reasonable. Kind of a tough one to find these days. Atari Warriors 2, definitely a better game than the first Atari Warriors for the NES. Ooh, and Guerrilla War, this is a great sort of commando type game. Kind of a run and gun, $50. I got my copy for $12 at a gaming expo, probably about 12 years ago. Puss in Boots, might have been a little longer ago than that. Ah, cool, Spiritual Warfare, one of the unauthorized Wisdom Tree games. Guys, I've had so much fun with Short Order and Explode. I really like the Power Pad. I've gotten a lot of use out of that over the years. Wrath of the Black Mana, fairly common game, not in the box so much, but card only is very common, but it's pretty fun. Check it out, some great stuff here. Some Kirby's Avalanche, that's a fun puzzler. All right. Now they've got some interesting display techniques for their Super NES and NES games, and check out this Genesis game rack here, pretty cool. And they've got Game Gear games hanging by the pegs here, very nicely laid out. This kind of reminds me of Pink Gorilla a little bit. Some Master System titles up here. Lots of cool decorations around that are for sale. Now guys, across the top here, you basically got kind of a museum, just sort of some items that are for display only and not for sale. But you know, just nice decoration, kind of gives nice ambiance to the store, including Actraiser 2-box, very tough to find. And check it out guys, Dick Dastardly, love me some wacky races. Sega fans, check this out. Got some very nice boxed copies of some of my favorite games for the Sega CD, including Chuck Rock 2. That's a really fun platformer. That one's not one of my favorites, but you know, still kind of cool to have it. Road Rash, awesome, $65. CIB, Mortal Kombat, $40. Reasonable. That's a fun light gun shooter based on the arcade game. Love me some Lethal Enforcers. You know, love me some Sega CD light gun games. Chuck Rock, the original. Dracula Unleashed. Then a bunch at Dreamcast. And let's see here. Deep Fighter. Cool. Never played that one before. Got some Saturn stuff here. It's just so cool to see so many boxed games, including Grid Runner. Virtua Cop, that's a fun one. Another great light gun shooter. Arcade's greatest hits. What's your favorite game in this collection, guys? Let me know in the comments. For me, it would have to be, gosh, Robotron. No question. And we've got more museum items across the top on the other side of the store behind the counter, including this nifty lunchbox with Mario and Zelda on it. Turbo in the box. Nice. But below that, you got some items for sale, including some very tasty TurboGrafx. You guys know I love me some TurboGrafx. Parasol Stars, man, there's a tough one, $160. Yeah, so many TurboGrafx games are hard to find. Space Harrier, excellent. Behind the back shooter. Their sports games aren't the greatest if you ask me, but that's just me. Your mileage may vary. And guys, we've even got some 3DO stuff, including Bust-A-Move, 70 bucks in the box. Guys, this stuff was selling for pennies on the dollar years ago, and I talked about that on a recent video, how all this stuff has become so collectible over the years for a number of reasons. Nostalgia, collecting groups, conventions, stores, retro gaming stores. It drives demand, it drives interest, it drives the hobby, and as a natural course, prices do go up. They make great use of their space here, wall-to-wall games with some nice signage. And we got some PSP action here, along with some PS Vita. I never have gotten a PS Vita. You know, I don't do a ton of handheld gaming. When I take trips, I do, but that's about it. And I've got several different systems to choose from, so I just never felt the need to get a PS Vita, although I definitely have a DS, a 3DS, and a PSP, and a bunch of others. We've got an Xbox zone back here in the corner here, including this really nice showcase showing off some nice sealed and CIB games. Gotham Knights, got the Jim Lee artwork on that, just 12 bucks. You know, it's a recent game, so it hasn't gone up a ton in price yet. It's actually quite cheap at $12. Someday, guys, some of this, you know, current and recent gen stuff just might be super expensive at some point. You might be regretting not buying more of it. Yeah, just a real nifty Xbox section back here. And they've also got video game music on vinyl. I like that, an entire little section here devoted to video game vinyl. Love those covers. These are so much fun to display, and if you've got a good setup to listen to. I love records, but you gotta have a really good setup, not just one of these cheap $50 box things that are record players. You need a good setup. Ooh, look at that, Arkanoid Eternal Battle. That is awesome. Love me some Arkanoid. So very cool. Yeah, you don't see this good of a selection of records in most game stores. Love it. And as you turn the corner, there's a console you don't see every day, the old Casio Loopy. And some interesting titles in the case here, some rare imports. Gotta love that. Simply awesome. Speaking of imports, you've got a whole display here, including some Sega Mark III games and some Famicom. I've been asked a number of times if I'm ever going to do a book of import games, and I'll get asked if I'm going to do a book of Game Boy games, and man, there's just not enough time in the day, but I am working on my next 100 greatest book. I hope to do a Genesis omnibus at some point, but yeah, probably never going to do a book on import games. Just if I could duplicate myself, perhaps. I love the themes in the store. You got blue with PlayStation, you got green with Xbox, and they just got a nice little corner for each brand and these cool showcases. Really attractive. Really, oh, I love the NBA Street Series. That is so much fun. Love all three of those on the PS2. And the PlayStation section continues. And guys, let's go check out this back room here. This is really awesome. Right before you get to the back room, we see more retro gaming greatness, including some Vectrex here, even Virtual Boy, Jaguar CD. Unbelievable. Puzzle Bobble, excellent game for the Neo Geo CD. Excellent, got a Sega Mega CD game there. And this back room is just a cool place to hang out. You got all these neat graphics, these cool signs. Free play arcade rules, respect the machines, don't pound on the buttons, don't leave kids unattended, and on and on. I'm guessing the actual arcades are at the convention because they don't have them here in the store. So yeah, they probably got those over at the show for people to play this weekend, because they will have a free arcade area. When you watch this video, the convention will have already passed, most likely, but I'm sure that's where those games are. Just a real neat place to hang out, play some games. Ooh, and got some nice statues here. Gorgeous. Yeah, the store has, I was gonna say a little bit of everything, but a lot of everything. Man, I love that Spyro the Dragon. That is gorgeous. Oh, I love the Luigi's Mansion too. That is so cool. Oh, wow. Man, I could spend my next 5 paychecks here easily. Just a tiny bit more museum area. I had to show you guys this massive Sega CD that came with Sewer Shark. I think that was like $220 when it was new, something like that. I didn't get mine until later when I found a used one at a garage sale. Well, guys, there you go. Incredible Minus World in Layton, Utah. Just an incredible retro gaming store. Hey, there's me again. And I cannot wait for the Gaming Con this weekend. Thank you so much again to Utah for having me out to this show. It's incredible. I already know that because I've heard great things about this show. Like John Riggs, for example, said he was here last year as a guest and it was a fantastic show. So I look forward to great things. Guys, I will obviously record that show as well. I'll do a video on that show. I might even drop it before this one. We'll see. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. We'll talk to you in another video.